Howdy, I'm Mitchell, and welcome to another video in the RSP Education series. Today we're going to talk about, as shocking as it is grounding, when to use grounding terminal blocks versus when you're going to be picking instead of the ungrounded standard terminal blocks. As always, remember these videos are for educational purposes only. Always consult a qualified professional for guidance on your specific application. RSP Supply is not liable for misuse of the information provided. With that said, let's wire this bad boy up. Now, you might be thinking, who cares about grounding? It's just a wire, right? Wrong. These little guys have personalities, and choosing the wrong one can lead to some serious electrical drama. Grounding terminal blocks, my friends, are the heroes of our story. They're designed to ground your circuit. Think of them as a safety net for your electrical circuits. You'll often see them either green or yellow to indicate that it's a grounding terminal block. They provide a safe path for those errant electrons to escape to ground, preventing sparks, shocks, and general electrical mayhem. Now, how do these grounding wizards work their magic? They connect to your DIN rail, which, by the way, should be properly grounded itself. Imagine the DIN rail as the backbone of your grounding system. Sturdy, reliable, and hopefully not prone to backaches. So when do you unleash these grounding superheroes? When safety is crucial. These guys are the bodyguards of the electrical world. They're going to be protecting your equipment and personnel from stray currents. They're like doorknobs that don't zap you. A small comfort in this electrified age. They provide a low resistance path to safely direct fault currents to ground. This is going to protect equipment and personnel from electric shocks or equipment failure. Also, they're relevant when it comes to system performance. Safety aside, grounding terminal blocks provide a stable electrical reference point. It's called functional grounding. Separate from safety concerns, this provides a stable electrical reference point for proper operation of a system. This is critical for the performance and reliability of electronic circuits and systems that require precise voltage references and signal integrity. By establishing a stable voltage reference point, noise and interference are minimized in sensitive currents and accurate signal transmission is enhanced. This is especially relevant in analog signal transmission or sensitive digital control lines. Functional grounding through grounding terminal blocks is especially important in control systems, communication systems, and instrumentation. For control systems, functional grounding is used to ground analog input and output modules within PLCs to reduce EMI. And in communication systems, grounding terminal blocks are going to ensure a consistent reference for data signals, especially in RS-485 or Ethernet networks. For instrumentation, functional grounding minimizes noise for precise readings involving sensors, measurement devices, etc. Now let's talk about their less grounded counterparts, the ungrounded terminal blocks. These are the workhorses, the everyday connectors, the I'm just here to do my job kind of guys. They're perfectly happy to connect your wires without all that grounding drama. The main purpose of these terminal blocks is to create isolated connections between circuit wires or to connect components like sensors, relays, switches. You'll find non-ground terminal blocks in signal wiring, control circuits, and other non-grounded electrical systems. Imagine them as kind of like your nervous system for your control systems. They're going to connect together the monitoring and controlling capabilities over your process and machinery, all the while bringing the information back to a central location. But here's the catch. If you're skipping the grounding party, you need to have your grounding act together elsewhere. So for non-grounding terminal blocks, you're going to need a separate grounding bar, shielded cables, and we'll need to make sure your equipment itself is properly grounded. Here's a bonus tip. If you're using shielded cables, ground the shield at a single point. Multiple grounding points can create a ground loop, and trust me, you don't want that. It's like playing a guitar with feedback. Loud, annoying, and potentially damaging. So when is grounding a must? Well, all high power applications are going to require grounding. Sensitive circuits, we need to keep those signals clean and interference free. And also regulation is going to require it lots of times. And who are we to argue with the law? Now for the grand finale, best practices for grounding. Obviously, it's pretty obvious. Follow the manufacturer's instructions. They wrote the book, so don't skip the footnotes. Avoid ground loops. One path to ground like we spoke about. No detours, no shortcuts. Use the right conductors. Don't skip on quality. Regular inspections. We need to keep those connections clean and tight. Remember, grounding is more than just a safety precaution. It's about ensuring a stable and reliable system. There's protective grounding and the functional grounding that we discussed. Whether you choose the grounding heroes or the ungrounded workhorses, make sure you understand your application's needs. That's it for today, guys. For grounded and ungrounded terminal blocks and a full line of thousands of other industrial products, please go to our website. If you like this content and want more educational videos, please like and subscribe. For anything else industrial automation related, go to rspsupply.com. As we all know, the internet's top source for industrial hardware.